Good morning. It's Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker, and today is Wednesday, the 12th of July, 2023 at approximately 09:55 Mountain Time. That's 9:55 Mountain Time in the morning. Today's my off day, and so I'll be spending the day in the truck watching videos, shaving videos, movies, etc. Let's introduce the equipment that we're going to use for this morning. And I'm using a J.A. Henkel Freador, and the number, what is the number? 472 on this. You see that maybe on the back end of the tang there. And this is just a lovely razor, one of the very early razors I got, and it's just fantastic. It was sent, I purchased it from a fella in Japan, and this thing has been wicked sharp ever since I received it. Hardly ever touched it up. I have a few times, not much, but this is one of those razors that when I did touch up and I did use on a hone, it went to the Zulu gray. And this thing is just unbelievably sharp. Stainless steel. The soap this morning is the Merchant. We've been using this soap, Zingari Man, all week on this trip. And so today's my layover day. I thought I'd have a shave this morning. And then if I want, or when I get to Calgary tomorrow afternoon, I'll probably do a public restroom shave. Don't record those. Don't record those. No siree. And then the brush is the Savile Row. This is either 26 or 28 millimeter. It's got a nice hefty handle on it that you can grab. It's got a nice bulb knot, premium silver tip badger. Just a lovely brush. Put that back in the water there. And let's get going. Some of the water from the puck, but it doesn't like to lather up. And so I got here about 3 o'clock, 1500 yesterday afternoon. You may recall me saying in my last video that my company gave me an extra day. This is normally to Calgary is a 5-day driving trip with delivery on the morning of the 6th day. And the Love's Truck Stop here at Great Falls, Montana serves as a kind of a launching pad, a staging area. It's 5.5 hours from here to the truck stop I stay at in Calgary, and it's just another 5 minutes from there to my delivery customer. And so I'll drive up there tomorrow. Got to get to the truck stop rather early, so I'll plan to be there about between 2 and 3 o'clock, and hope I can get a parking place in my preferred truck stop. I usually am able to, but there's only just 1 or 2 left when I get there, and I've always got to be on edge. I got to be a little concerned about that. But there's another truck stop across the street, but both of them just always full. Like so many truck stops in Canada, there's just not a lot of parking. There's only a few that I can think of that have more than 80, and hardly any that I can think of that have more than 100 parking places. Although there's a couple I can think of, but they're not in Calgary or in British Columbia. But anyway, we'll get there, and then after I've made delivery on Friday morning, I'll come back here, 5.5 hours back. My delivery appointment is at 8:30 in the morning. They'll be done with me certainly by noon, if not before. They're normally real good about getting me in and out. And I got notice this morning that my passport renewal has shipped back to me, and I should expect delivery on Thursday of this week. And that's good news. As an alternative, I've been using my birth certificate, driver's license, and a copy of the old passport that's expired, which customs authorities, Canadian customs authorities, they'll accept as sufficient proof without a passport. The only thing you can't do with that is, from what I understand, is board an airplane to get home if you needed to. If you had a truck breakdown or an accident and the truck was unable to roll, you cannot board a plane. Which makes getting home problematic, doesn't it? All right. Great Falls, Montana, the Les truck stop here, is where I've had so much trouble with intrusion and disruption, barging through the door, and they do not have the deadbolt on it, and so I brought in my rubber doorstop and slid it underneath the inside of the door. Very nice. So yesterday I started the day at Hardin, Montana, and it was a 6-hour drive here, staying on Interstate 90, picked up US 287 in Three Forks. That brought me into Helena, Montana, and joined Interstate 15, and that brought me on up to Great Falls. Very nice. So I've talked the last couple of videos about making up this glass hone to hone on glass. I ordered some glass yesterday, glass cutter, some special glue that I'm going to use, easier than epoxy. We'll see how that works. If it doesn't, I'll use the epoxy. We shall see. It'll be about 3/4 of an inch thick, 8 by 3 by 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch thick. I hope y'all enjoyed the opening to my last video. I was there at Hardin, Montana. You're about 15 miles from the Custer battleground at Little Bighorn. And that's something that's always fascinated me driving up here as many times as I have, is that the Little Bighorn River is right there. You can see it. In fact, it meanders around and you actually cross it 3 times on Interstate 90 coming up. And then you come up on the little town of Garryowen, and the memorial and cemetery, 7 Calvary is still there to this day. I think Custer's wife, Libby, came and reclaimed her husband's body, and I'm not sure where it's buried. But the common soldier that died there are buried right there. You see in that last picture from the opening, that's the gravesite. That's the memorial. There's a little museum there and an American flagpole, or a flagpole with an American flag, as with any military cemetery. And then the opening portrait is of George Armstrong Custer himself. The next couple of photographs are of Errol Flynn playing Custer, and they died with their boots on. And then some photographs I took of the road signs and the cemetery and so forth. And then I purchased the tune, which was the marching song for the cavalry of the 7th Cavalry. Excuse me. Very nice. Just not a whole lot to report. Yesterday was an easy day of driving. Came through a lot of pretty mountains that drive from Helena, Montana to Great Falls is just all through the mountains. Very pretty. and I'll show some of those pictures at the beginning and end of this video. Now this soap, I've said before, since I've been using it on this trip, goes on more like a paste. And it doesn't lather per se. Not like a tallow soap would. The water at the basin is not very hot. It's barely tepid, but the shower was nice and hot. This is a new Love's. It hasn't been here long, barely a year, maybe a little more than a year, but not much. I remember watching this place get built and thinking what a great addition this is. The last one, the closest one to Calgary before this one was built was Hardin, Montana, and that's a fairly new one too. It's been up now for about 3 or 4 years. Maybe, yeah, about 3 or 4 years. And before that, the closest one was Cheyenne, Wyoming. And that was not a good thing. I remember all those years driving up here with the last Love's being in Cheyenne. We do dedicate our videos now to the glory of God and to His praise. We pray for His will to be done and the destruction of all evil and depravity. I saw last night on the news an article that even the Beach Boys are into this now. Mike Love said, "Sorry about the gender-specific song that I'm about to sing, Surfer Girl." You know, if you grew up on the Beach Boys like I did, you know, I just loved it. It was just a punch in the nose to Budweiser. Oh, he said further that I hope nobody from Budweiser's in the audience. Oh. You know, you must be really bad if the Beach Boys get after you. Somebody so iconic as the Beach Boys are punching you in the nose, you better stay down. Little shout out to my friends, Matt Lukey 3262, Bill M. Martin Shaves and Dapper Shaves, South Africa. Yeah. Oh, that article I was reading on Mike Love and the Beach Boys, when he made his comments, the audience just erupted in applause and cheers. Yeah. So much for San Francisco values. And you know, it's not Mike Love and the Beach Boys come from Outer Mongolia either. They come from Hawthorne, California. They grew up in the beach culture of the day and have promoted that with their music, and that's all fine and good. But I haven't found their music about Adam and Steve though either. No, my ranking, my personal ranking of music, as old as I am, the generation that I grew up in and so forth, for me it's always been about the Beatles and the Beach Boys. Then once I learned about ABBA came in number 3 on my all-time list. After that, I'd have to think real long and hard about. Now I can go with best voices. I'll tell you who my 2 top female voices are of all time, and that's Karen Carpenter and Patsy Cline. As far as voices go, unbeatable, unstoppable. Now, for me, shaving with a straight razor is just a sheer joy of it. It's just the tactile touch, the shaving with this kind of an implement it just gives me a great deal of satisfaction, especially when you do your own honing. A great deal of satisfaction. And yes, there is that little element of risk that, yeah, look what I do, kind of thing. My favorite kind of razors are more traditional looking. I'm not into the barbaric style of look in a razor. It does not appeal to me at all. I like elegance, fashion. When I say fashion, I mean tuxedo versus bell bottoms, right? When I first started in straight razor shaving back in 2015, young and dumb, inexperienced and dumb. 2015, I was 55 years old, getting started in this. 54, it's just before my birthday. June and July of 2015, my birthday was in August, so I would have been 54. And I made the comment back then that I wasn't so very interested in getting vintage razors. And it was about a year after that I bought my first one, maybe 9 months, I don't know. But in that, and I still buy new production razors as money and fancy allow or dictate. But I had a real good run of luck with this guy that I was buying razors from on eBay. I wrote him and told him what I was doing. He said, yeah, I'll have stuff from time to time. Just keep your eye out and I'll email you and blah, blah, blah. And he did, and I kept my eye out on his store, and I picked up a number of vintage razors that make out the bulk of my collection. on the vintage side, very inexpensively, and they were in excellent condition. He wasn't the kind of guy that would restore and fix up a razor and then turn around and sell it for $300. He'd sell it for 40, 50, 60, 80, whatever. And I don't know what happened to him. He went dark, and I emailed him 2 or 3 times. He's not replied. There was another guy that I bought razors from as well who went dark. And these are older gentlemen, so it makes you wonder, especially in the age of COVID, did they not survive? I don't know. Oh, here it comes. Somebody's walking down the hall knocking on the doors. Mine's going to be among those, I suspect. But I've done this, it's like, if that's all she does is knock on the door, she's doing it in good faith. I don't have too much of a problem with that. I just don't like it. And I'll say I'm not ready, and that'll be that. I just hate the thought that they think they've got to knock on the door after they spent millions of dollars on a door locking system with keypad codes, that they think they've got to knock on the door to see if the thing is still occupied. Isn't their system supposed to tell them? Which it is. Well, we're moving along here pretty good. Are y'all keeping up with Jim Caviezel's new movie, The Sound of Freedom? About child trafficking and such like. Are you keeping up with mainstream media and their fever pitch against it? Makes you wonder why. Very nice. Very nice indeed. All right, let's wash it off and do the finishing strokes and get onto the head shave. And I've got all day today, so I'll have this posted up as soon as I get back to the truck and internet connection will allow. That last one, it took overnight to get loaded up through YouTube. Very nice. All right. So we're gonna do a little, I call that a rinse off, but just a good wipe off, and then come back with a dry towel and wipe it off again. All right. Look at the scales, they look clean and dry. And then we put it down into the leather sheath, and that's it for that one. So I'll go make my delivery, drive up there tomorrow, delivery on Friday morning, be back here Friday afternoon. I'm anticipating about 3 o'clock in the afternoon if they get me out of there by, or 5 o'clock, but it's not till noon. But if they can get me out by 11, you know, 4. So I'll come back here and I'm gonna give myself a haircut with my clippers, which you won't see because I don't record that, but I'll be back here on Friday night. Using the gold dollar 2017 shave club razor. And it's an excellent razor for head shaves. Honed up on the Shaft and Glass series. I forget how high I went, 8, 16, 30,000, and then finished off on the Zulu Gray. Oops. That's all right. It'll grow back. Oh, very nice. Oops. Looks like it caught the top of something. I don't know if you can see that right there, but it caught the top of something. I felt that too. But they'll be done before I get, they'll be done oozing before I get done with the shave, so I hope. Okay. right. All right, I think that's it for the head shave. And we're doing okay on time, given my usual. Do the back of the neck. We'll be done. And if you're watching me at this late stage, let me just say thank you for staying with me. I know time's important and valuable, but things take time too, don't they? And we all enjoy the art, the hobby, the craft of straight razor shaving. And I thank you for staying with me. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And we're not always consistent on how many videos a week and all that stuff we come out with. That's not the important thing for me. The important thing for me is being in a place with good internet access so I can get them uploaded to YouTube without disturbing my sleep at night in the truck. And that's what makes me grow weary of the process, not of making the videos, not of the straight razor shave. You know, I sit in the truck driving all day long, rubbing my face, just waiting that when am I going to have enough whiskers to shave? It's just that enjoyable. Maybe it's because I'm a dull boy and I got nothing better to do. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna let it go with that. I'm always chasing overkill anyway, so that is that. We're done with the shave and the head shave, and so I thank you for staying with me. Hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time, somewhere down the road. See you later.